Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this market update. Again, it is coming to the end of the week of this trading session for us here in New Zealand. So, for a lot of you, it's still around about Thursday now. So, some early Friday morning. So, we'll quickly take you through this market update. We've got a couple of pairs to look at. Markets are obviously coming to a slowdown now, as it is coming to December, and all the traders generally do go on holiday. People generally do go on holiday around about December time, so markets will tend to slow down. You will notice less volume and a bit less volatility as well in some cases. So do manage your risk well if you are planning on trading through December, maybe early January as well. So just keep in mind that this will be happening. So you won't see those strong moves that you do tend to see in the normal market situation. So let's dive into it. The first pair we'll be looking at is the Aussie Japanese yen. So we'll go here. So here we have it on the 4-hourly chart. On the candlestick chart, you can see we've had a top here, had a couple of false breaks, but you can see it is being retested and kept strong with these base of these candles that do show very, very strong indications that this top could potentially hold for a short trade to the downside. And if we do see a move to the downside, do keep in mind we have this support. Actually, I'll use square so you guys don't get too confused. We do have this support here that can offer a bit of support that could slow the market down if you were looking to take a short. There's also this area over here. Could we make another one? So then we have this section. I would say this section over here is a very strong area as well. So this could be a potential take profit area. So you can see the wicks of these candles actually have, this is sort of creating a bit of a consolidation zone as well in the hourly time frame between these two zones. So, but if it does break, we can look for a potential move further down. This could also over here could also offer a bit of support. So do keep a close eye on it as well. Moving on to our Aussie US dollar. Also, sorry, keeping in mind if it does break, we could potentially see moves to the upside as well. So just do keep in mind that in mind as well. So it's not only short, so we do always try to see both sides of the markets. In case we are wrong, what can we do to change that and to see if we can sort of adapt to what the market is doing for us. Again, the Aussie US dollar is very similar to our Aussie yen. So again, a double top. We've had that bit of a tweezer top here. That's a 4-hourly as well. You can see it has formed that tweezer top by the double top. So it is sort of confirming that it could be a strong resistance area as well. And now we do have this section over here, these wicks and the base of those candles offering a bit of support. So you can see it has offered here support here as well. So if we do see a break to the downside, potential moves either to this section over here, we can see this is offered previous support to. My square just disappeared. Section over here, there we go, and also for longer term sort of things, we can look at this part over here. So that could be a potential take profit. And if it does go to the top side, break to the top, you can see it has actually a very strong resistance area now, as it has actually offered previous supports and also resistance, but quite close there. So it breaks to the top, we do have all these stops along the way. So the top could be a quite slow movement if it does break. So we have all these very strong resistance areas at key levels as well for this one. So to the downside, again, we have these levels as well so all these support and resistance areas can offer us potential take profit targets. Moving on to our Canadian Swiss franc. This is the 4-hourly chart. As you can see here, we've had a bit of a double bottom as well. So lots of tops, lots of bottoms that we're looking at. And then we have had this sort of retest. So this retest has actually come close to these base of the candles that we've had over here as well. So these offer, recently I've noticed it's quite common that these candles do actually offer resistance or support areas, as we can see it has here, giving us that retest. So depending on this candle close, we can see if we can look for potential moves to the upside. Looking a bit on the daily time frame, you can see it has actually formed a bit of a head and shoulders as well. So it is a very good potential trade to the top side. If it does, we can look for this neckline for potential take profits, or a bit earlier around about this area for, I would say, using these wicks as well for potential take profit target. Do keep in mind this can also, the base of the candles also tend to be strong areas as well. So it could be more of a area for take profits that we need to look out for. So I would say this area here, ranging from between 0.754 and 0.757, I would say, is a good area to look for potential take profit targets if you do go to the top side. If we go short, we can look for this section over here, which is, you can see, it's offered previous resistance, support, and also which was also support for the left shoulder we've had. So obviously if it breaks, it's not a head and shoulders pattern anymore, and then if it does go further down that, we can look for this low over here back in September for potential, or August actually, yeah, back in September for a potential take profit target as well. Moving on to our Swiss franc Japanese yen. Let's just find it. So we've actually just posted that, so that's why I have all these indicators on it. And so not indicators, all these tools on it. So we can see it is on a daily time frame. We've had a bit of a wedge forming here. So we're looking for a bit of a breakout either way, in either direction of the trend. So if it breaks to the top side, obviously we can look at this top for potential take profit zone. If it does break to the bottom, that's good enough. Actually, we'll move this just to the base. And if it does break to the bottom, we can look for this section over here. So it's about the similar, about a 50-50, I would say, percent each way. So we can actually use, let's use our retracement as well, our Fibonacci retracement, just to here. So I want to use that wick as well. We can actually use that wick, and you can see it has sort of made like a fast breakout by the 38.2 level as well. So if you guys are not familiar with Fibonacci, Fibonacci is a sort of psychological level. People aren't, no one's quite sure why it works, but it does work. You can see it all over nature as well. So it's a very strong tool for trading, especially in swing trading situations as well. It is swing trading. It is very, very, very effective, I have found, for sort of pointing out turnaround points or pivot points of the markets, if you want to call them that. You can also see here, moving back to the analysis, we can also see here that it has come close to a previous, that was a support, and now it's turned to resistance. So it could be a very good trade to the downside. If it does break to the top side, again, like I said, look for the area for potential take profit targets. Moving on to our Euro US dollar. There we go. Oh, sorry, not the euro. The Euro Australian dollar. There it is. So again, another sort of a double bottom we've had. You can see over here. We did have a bit of a, you can see we've had some false breakouts, but it's okay. The bases of the candle still closed in that range of the bottom, and you can see only the tops broke out. So what I mean by that is you can only see the wicks broke out of that range. And we've had that big bullish candle close again on inside of the zone for the double bottom, and now we can look for potential moves to the upside. If we're looking for these for potential take profit targets, you can see has offered previous support and resistance areas. If it does break to the downside, we do have a bit of support around here, or resistance, sorry. So you can see we do have this. So if it does break further to the downside, we can look at the daily for potential targets, which could be this low over here, which is about 1.52888. Could be a good target as well if it does break further to the downside. So moving on to our Euro Canadian dollar. There it is. So this is a bit of a also on the daily. So it has actually formed a very nice sort of trend line we've had here. You can see connecting all these tops. So we're looking for a potential break on that, or even a bounce. As we know, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth potential bounce right now. So 4 previous ones. So it has strengthened this line quite a lot. So we can look for potential break of that a bounce of that line, and then looking for potential take profit targets. I would say maybe over here, which is a good. You can see it's offered heaps of support before, so we can look for a move there. If it does break, keep in mind we have all these areas of resistance that we could look for potential targets to for it to move to. So if you guys are wondering, well, how can I pick these sort of specific areas, you can see it's touched here close to the base of those candles. It's offered support here. You can see that wick over there, again support over here, and previous resistance. There's a wick touching, and there's a wick over there. So it's a very, very strong key level if it does move to. So that could offer also previous support. If it does go there, we can look for a bounce further to the downside, using this trend line again as now a support part, and we can look for then potential moves upwards. If we can also look actually for this over here for support, so we could see some consolidation if it does break out here, and we can trade it maybe on the 30-minute time frame. Some nice moves between there. Even the hourly time frame could offer some good trades between here, as it is a range of about over 100 pips, so almost 200 pips. So it's a very good range to trade in. If you do catch a move inside there, either to the up or to the downside, you can catch it when it does bounce there for a potential bounce. But we'll keep an eye on that, and then obviously if it breaks past that, we have this area over here. You can see offered resistance and support, and then moving also up to that high over here. So lots of key levels to look for. We can use this for all our intermediate or lower time frame trades. Also this ultimate low over here we've had. So a lot of nice levels we can look for. We can see hopefully see some good patterns and good trades taken over there as well. Moving on to our New Zealand dollar and Japanese yen. Here we go. So a bit of a climb. You can see we've had, this is a 4-hourly chart. Potential if we have any Elliott wave or Elliotticians following this, we'll zoom it out just a little bit. We can see a potential, actually a very nice looking waves. I've actually discussed this with one of our clients recently. We've got a possible waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wave 5 now finishing its wave 4 of wave 5 to potentially finish this wave 5 of wave 5, which could indicate another retracement to the previous wave 4 over here. So if you guys are feeling a bit lost, I'll just count them with the mouse here. So we've got waves 1, waves 2, wave I'd say 3 over here, wave 4, and then moving up to wave 5. So wave 5 also needs its internal waves. We've got waves 1, 2, very strong, wave 3 finishing strong, potential wave 4, and then we can finish that wave 5. You can see that that wave 4 has also come back to the previous wave 4 over here. So we have a potential very strong, well actually a strong nice support area to indicate that wave 5 is going to happen, finishing off this move, and then we can look for potential big move to the downside, coming back to this previous 4th wave. But coming back to the technical analysis, we'll come back to the 1-hour time frame. Actually, so the 4-hour time frame, zoom it in a little bit, and you can see here. So now we've got this broken top, and then we've got this retest of that top, so indicating we could potentially see a move further to the upside. If we go to the hourly time frame, so you can see it is very strong. We've had that false breakout coming back into the trend, back into the zone, but you can see again it is close. So it is a very strong support area. If it does come back through, we can look for potential targets again here where this resistance support was about 76.3, and if it does break to the top side, let's have a look on our higher time frames. We can see here for potential take profit targets. This could also actually be one over here where that wick was. So not a lot. If it does bounce, we can look for about 50 pips. If it does break through that, because it's not a very strong resistance area, we could look for that target up there at 79, around about 79, which is a good 130 pips. So that could be a good target or a nice good swing. And if it does come back, if it does break through here, we can see there's a couple of nice further support areas that we could look for potential moves to as well. So moving on to our last one we're looking at is the Kiwi dollar. So this is going to be our last pair. We can see here on the daily time frame it has broken through this top with a very strong candle, given a bit of a retest. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. This is the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen again. There it is. There we go. So we've had a double top actually, yeah. So you can see here we've got this double top we've had, and it has sort of kept, so keeping in mind the Kiwi dollar and the Kiwi Japanese yen run quite closely in tandem. So we'll take you back to that the Kiwi yen quickly, so you can see. I'll just get rid of all these lines for you. you can see we've got the 4-hourly time frame over here. So we'll zoom it out a bit so you can see a bit better. So we can see this strong uptrend had a bit of a top that was broken in the case of the Kiwi yen, and then on the Kiwi dollar you can see it looks very similar. So we'll zoom it out as well, so you can see it didn't quite break that top, but again a strong trend also for our electricians out there. Waves 1, waves 2, waves 3, and potentially wave 4, and now could finish that wave 5 of wave 5 now. So we've got our waves 1, 2, 3, 4, which did look like a triangle. We've got our A, B, C, D, E, and now could look for that final push to the upside to finish that wave 5 of wave 5, which will probably break this top if it is a wave 5. But if it keeps, we can look for a move to the downside, keeping in mind that these two will run in tandem, or will most likely run in tandem. So this could be a fast breakout that'll push us further down to this area over here. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It's quite a bit of a long one, but that's all right. Lots of information. So as it is the end of the trading week for a lot of us, these patterns, because they are swing trades, could help you as well for next week. So do keep an eye on that. Just be careful trading on the market opens, as it is quite volatile. Lots of volume. People are everyone's placing their orders, pumping in their orders. So there could be a lot of uncertainty in the market. Or very hectic, so be careful on that, please. But other than that, the patterns do look great. Hopefully we can get some nice moves out of here. Also, let us know in the comments down below what you think of the video. If you've got any different opinions on the analysis that we've done today, if you've got anything you want to add from your analysis, that would be great. Share with everyone. It's always helpful to have more eyes on the market. Hope you guys did enjoy that video. If you did, do give us a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button followed by the bell icon to be the first to be notified of when we release new videos. If you get in touch with us, please do so. Contact us with the details provided in the description of the video, or if you want, you can go to blackbullmarkets.com, click on the little green button that says live chat, and our support team will be there for you. If you prefer to contact us over this weekend, please do so. Or if you preferred using email, you can email us at support@blackbullmarkets.com. This is for the weekend. If people want to contact us over the weekend as well, you can use that email address. So again, support@blackbullmarkets.com. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. And from everyone here at BlackBull Markets, safe trading. Thanks for watching.